Hello, I'm Dr. Nicholas Cohen, and I'm here to share with you a top 10 list of tips to raise a happy and healthy 2.5-year-old. Tip number 1 is to make sure your child is seen by her pediatrician or family doctor. At this visit, your doctor will screen for developmental problems, as well as make sure that your child is up to date with vaccines. The vaccines that are important to make sure your child is up to date with are listed here. There are no new vaccines at the 2.5-year visit. Tip number 2, promote language development. By now, your child should be making 3 to 4 word sentences like, I want apple. I put on coat. Those are examples of 3 to 4 word sentences. And your child's speech should be intelligible to most of your family, if not everybody. To help promote your child's language development, read to her every day and limit television to 1 to 2 hours each day. This is one of my favorite books at that age, and there are many other great books for you to read to your child. Tip number 3 is make sure your child has good nutrition. The key to good nutrition at this age is balance. Having balanced food groups, at least 3 food groups for meals and at least 2 food groups for snacks. You can plan on about 3 meals and 2 to 3 snacks each day. The food groups are grains, fruits and vegetables, milk, and protein, or meat and beans. On this table are examples of what your child should be eating at age 2 and what your child should be eating at age 3. So you could just give your child somewhere in between. Let's go through each food group and talk about the best types of foods in each food group. For grains, a 2.5-year-old will have about 3 ounces of grains. And that's about half of those grains should be from whole grains, such as whole wheat bread. Vegetables and fruits, your child should get a total of about 1 to 1.5 cups of each fruits and vegetables. And you can do that by giving your child either a fruit or a vegetable at every meal. Milk, at this point in your child's development, at age 2, you can switch from whole milk to 1 or 2%. And you should aim to give your child between about 2 cups of 1 or 2% milk or dairy products. Meat and beans is the last category, and your child should be getting between 2 and 3 ounces of meat or beans each day. Tip number 4 is do something active with your child every day, preferably together as a family. Tip number 5 is try to do something each day that expands your child's experience of the world. Go to museums, to zoos, or other educational centers with activities for children, for younger children. Tip number 6 is now's a time where your child might be placed in daycare or some kind of a child care program. If your child is not in any kind of daycare, then arrange playdates for your child. This is important so that your child can develop social skills. Tip number 7 is encourage good behavior. Instead of telling your child no or stop doing something, give your child something else to do, something that is good for them to get out their energy and explore the world. This is what I call distraction. Instead of getting them to do something, stop doing something, give them something else to do. And give your child choices. It helps foster independence. And the way you can give choices without getting into arguments is by actually giving them choices between 2 things that are acceptable to you, such as, do you want a cup of milk or do you want some cheese? Praise good behavior, and if there's bad behavior and your child isn't distracted, you can give a brief timeout. Don't spank your child, though. Spanking is aggressive behavior, and you want to teach your child not to be aggressive. Tip number 8. Now is the time to start helping your child learn how to use the potty or potty train. The best way to do this is not to put any pressure on this development. Just encourage and praise your child's interest in it and your child's attempts to do it. Dress him in easy-to-remove pants and place him on the potty every 1 to 2 hours. When he is on the potty, read to him, sing to him, just do whatever you need to do to take away the stress from that moment. And also read stories together about potty training. Tip number 9 is safety. There's safety that's important at home by making sure that you have a smoke and carbon monoxide detector on every level of your house, especially near areas where you sleep and the furnace. Make sure your child wears a helmet if your child goes along for a ride on an adult bike, or if your child is riding a tricycle. And make sure your child is always in a car safety seat and always in the rear seat of vehicles. And lastly, when your child goes outside, make sure to put on adequate sun protection, which is long sleeves and long pants, and a sunscreen with SPF of 15 or greater. And tip number 10 is to believe in yourself. Having a 2.5-year-old can be a lot of fun, and these are some tips to help you raise a happy and healthy 2.5-year-old. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great day.